Welcome to another video. We're going to be going over this camera setup right here. This is a very basic run and gun setup that I've been using for a while. It has a few cool things like a big monitor, a mic here, a top handle, and I'm just going to show you how I attach everything. And it's a very easy setup where it doesn't cost a lot of money, gives you some extra functionality, kind of makes the camera a little bit more pro, but also just very nice to use. So let's get started. So we're going to start off with the A7S III, which is my main video camera. I've been using this for a while now and I absolutely love the low light and the quality that comes out of this. The lens we're going to put on is the Tamron 28-75 f2.8, and I'm using this because it's pretty versatile. It's pretty much like a 24-70, but it's very light and it's perfect for a very basic run and gun setup like this. Next we have the small rig Rhino cage. This is actually made out of carbon fiber, so it is pretty light and it's going to be perfect for this A7S III setup. What I really like about this cage is that there's actually 3 points of contact. So one is this bottom contact right here, right where the tripod mount would be. One is right here on the side, which is where it would hook up to the neck strap on the camera. And the last one actually goes into this tiny hole right by the battery. So we're just going to fit this in here. So this cage actually comes with a little hex key and a flat ring. So you can just use this to screw in the bottom on the camera. You have this little screw that just goes into the side right here, where the neck strap would be. And the last one goes into this hole that I was talking about earlier, right by the battery door. And this key goes right here and it's magnetically attached, so it's always with you. Next we're going to put on this NATO rail, and it's going to go right here at the top, right in these 1/4-20 screw holes. And if you've never seen NATO rails, this is actually a different way to attach accessories onto your camera, and I'm going to show you this right here. So right here we have a small rig NATO handrail. So this is going to attach right to the NATO rail that we just put on the cage. And the cool thing about this is that there's 2 notches right here that press down. So to put it in, you can just push down on one of those notches and slide the handle in. And now it's in. And the cool thing about the NATO rail is that these are momentary latches, which means that once you put it in, those latches come back up, so that even if your top handle gets loose, you can't actually slide it off without pushing down on one of the latches first before you take it off. So just like an extra layer of security, and it makes for some very quick assembly and removal without having to grab another hex key. Now we're going to put another NATO rail onto the top handle, and we're actually going to use these RE locating pins. So here you have a 3/8 inch screw, and you have these 2 pins on the side which match up to these 2 pins right here. So this just stops the NATO rail from turning, and it makes it very secure. So we're just going to tighten this down. And there we go. Here we're going to use another NATO rail attachment. So this is going to be for the monitor, and it's the same thing as before. You have the 2 momentary latches right here, and you're just going to slide it in. It's going to lock and it's secure. And then you can just tighten this down. Here I'm going to use my monitor, and this is actually a DesView 7-inch monitor. I just picked this particular one up because it's pretty cheap. There's nothing too special about this. It's just for me to get a bigger image on my camera monitor. So we can just screw this in right here. And the cool thing about this monitor mount is that it can rotate 360 degrees and it can tilt. And you don't actually have to tighten or loosen the monitor mount. This is all in a fluid system, so I can just push down the monitor, pull it up, and it'll stay exactly where I want it to. Because this is a run and gun setup, we're not going to use any big batteries. So we're just going to use this regular NPF battery. This is just going to go right behind the monitor, and it's going to power that. Now to hook up the monitor to our camera, we're going to use an HDMI cable, and this is from Condor Blue, and this is one of my favorite HDMI cables. So this is a right angle HDMI cable, and it's coiled, and it stretches out but also comes back to its original position. So it just helps keep the setup very nice and tidy. I don't have any loose cables just lying around, and everything is cold and very slim. It's very close to the camera, nothing sticks up. And then last but not least, we have this Deity D4 Duo. I made a video about that recently, so if you haven't checked that out, definitely go check that out. And this is a dual capsule mic, which means there's a front mic and a back mic. And I'm just gonna mount it to this cold shoe mount right here, that's part of the cage. And this is just gonna plug in right here on the side. So this is my run and gun setup. This is a very quick and easy setup where I just want to grab it and go, but still gives me some extra functionalities like having a mic here, having a big monitor just to see all my focus and exposure and my composition. Still keeps it pretty lightweight, has a top handle for the extra stability when I'm doing handheld movement. And so far this is my favorite setup. I definitely will be kitting this out with more accessories later on, so if you do want to see that, definitely let me know. And if there's any accessories that you think I'm missing here, definitely let me know that as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.